Hi everyone, this is Angie at Stampin' with Amore, and look at this sweet box that I have to share with you. This came from the Italian girl that I like to watch on YouTube. Her name, I did finally see her name, and it's Linda. So I want to thank her for sharing that, and so this is not my original idea, but I love it so much. So I went ahead and I embossed it, and I'm using the new Spring Flowers embossing folder, which is this embossing folder from Stampin' Up. And then for the sentiment, I'm using the Mother's Love. I love the writing on this, super pretty. So that is what we're using. And then for the embellishments, I'm using the Artisan embellishment kit, and I'm just going to show you, and it's in the Occasions catalog in this little kit, and it gets passed by because it's just like some little vintage buttons and these little pearls. And then when I saw it, I love the vintage look, so I went ahead and got that. So we're using these little roses and the little pearls, but it's super pretty. So that's the Artisan embellishment kit. Alright, so let's get started here, and you're going to need a piece of 6.5 by 8.5 piece of cardstock, and I have no clue what size she used. I just kind of looked at it and tried to figure it out myself, and it was all in centimeters, and I'm sorry for those of you who are in centimeters. I don't know how to convert it, or I would have used her measurements, but this is just in inches. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to score this on 1/2 inch on the 8.5 inch side. We're going to score it at 1/2 inch, and then at 2.5, and then at 4.5, and then at 6.5, and then we'll turn it and we're going to score it at 1 and at 5. And that is it. Sorry for the lawnmower. My neighbor just decided to mow his lawn, and I was hoping that he'd quit pretty soon. But it seems like every time I go to do a video, someone wants to mow the lawn. Okay, so let's do our cutting here. And I'm going to grab my little scissors here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut this bottom. Oh, he started up again. I'm sorry. I hope it's not too distracting. We're going to do that bottom little square there, and then we're going to do this top one also. And I'm going to show you why when we start putting it together, because this has a little bit of a different kind of fold to it. So now we're going to do, on these larger ones on the bottom, these are going to be our flaps. So we are going to cut up to the first score mark on each one of these. And then we're going to be ready to emboss. Okay, so let me grab my Big Shot. And hopefully I can do this left-handed. It's always harder to do it up here. But we're going to use our platform, and we're going to open it all the way, put our plate down, and then we're going to take our folder and we are going to line it up to the edge here. And we don't need to do the bottom. We're not going to do that bottom part, so we're going to fold these over, set this down, put our other plate on top, and then run it through the Big Shot. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is do the other side, and make sure that your folder is going the same direction. So we're going to move this over, and we're going to do this other side. Sometimes when they're wider like this, it's a little bit harder, and I always get people asking how I embossed it, so that's why I wanted to show it. So then we're going to go ahead and run this side through also. Make sure your plates are even. There we go. Let's go. Okay. Okay, so let's get this all out of the way. And we have our embossed piece there. So now we're ready to put it together. I'm going to fold on all my score marks. I'm going to use the Fast Fuse. Use your sticky strip if you're going to give these away. So line that up. And you want to make sure these are lined up really good, because where the seam is going to end up being kind of the front of your box. So you want it to have a good seam there. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and seal the bottom. Let's see. We'll put some adhesive down here. This Fast Fuse is really strong, but I still like my sticky strip for my boxes. I just want to be sure they're not going to fall apart when I give them away. So we're going to seal that. Now the next thing we're going to do is we are going to take this and, let's see, is this the front? Yeah. We are going to pinch these together and flatten it out like this. And we're going to just do it with your fingers. Make a little bit of a score there, and then we're going to cut there to your first score mark, and then you're going to do the same here to that first score mark. Now you're going to, maybe I'll fold this over, maybe you can see, we'll see it better. So I'll fold this over. So the reason that this just gives us a little bit easier way to cut, to get in there and cut. So we're going to cut all of that out off that I just folded over. And make sure you get it even. Sometimes you have to go back. I had to do this before and just make it real even. Okay, and then we're going to cut this piece off also. I need to see that score mark. It makes it harder for me if I can't see the score mark. So it is a little tricky getting it cut. Maybe if you open it up a little bit. Okay, so it's going to look like this. Now the next thing I did is I've got my corner rounder, and we are going to round these corners here. And then you're going to just fold that over on the other score mark. Now I'm going to just take my hole punch, and where these two lines here, where your two score marks, you want to keep it inside that. So we're going to punch 2 holes, and I just eyeball it. And then we're going to put our ribbon on. First, you want to put your candy in, and I didn't have any, I just had these little eggs, so I'm just going to put those in there. So you can use it for Easter. There we go. And I'm using the white Whisper White, and this is our organza ribbon. And I'm going to string that. I think. and we'll tie the bow. I don't want it to. Okay, so now let's scoot that over, and I'm going to use my note tag punch, and I'm going to punch one of those out of the Blushing Bride. Get my stamp, and I am using this time Coastal Cabana because it's a little darker than the Pool Party, and I wanted it to show up better. I didn't want to use like a stark black because I just wanted to keep it soft looking. And then we're gonna stamp that. And I'm going to grab my smaller hole punch for the tag. And we're going to use some white, Whisper white linen thread. To attach it. And I just go underneath the ribbon. This is quite a bit of linen thread. That was a waste, but just tie it in a knot. Okay, now let's grab our embellishment kit. Look how pretty these are. I love this little ribbon, rose ribbon. I'm just going to cut one rose off. And I'm going to grab the pearls. I'm just going to stick one of these pearls in the center. It's already got sticky on it. Oh my goodness. Okay. And now I'm going to grab a glue dot and stick it onto the tag. So that's it. Isn't that adorable? I love this. It's so super cute. Here's the other one. And so you see, it's not that difficult. It takes a little patience in cutting that little flap off, but it's well worth it. Isn't that adorable? So if you need any supplies for this, you can go to my blog at stampingwithamore.com and shop right from my blog. And this embellishment kit is so beautiful. You really want to check it out in the Occasions catalog. So everyone, don't forget, March 31st is the end of this celebration, so you still have time to get your free product, and they did add new choices on there. So if you already got some things, check out the new ones. And so this is it. So I hope you all have fun making them, and I will see you all later. Have a blessed day, everyone. Bye.